Hi, welcome to
Tony
Tony
and
and Steph's
Steph's
Zero
Zero
Journey,
Journey.
Volume 2,
This is day 7 of us being in Italy.
under quarantine,
Yeah.
14
We,
days. So for this round of video, we have some key points for feedback from our family and friends. We have our wine glasses.
Cheers.
So we actually took notes this time, and we wanted to go into depth on a few things that...
So our main key points are we're going to be talking about travel, the food acclimation, like the emotional roller coaster we've had to get here, and our power going out.
Power and water going out.
So our travel, I know Tony said in the last video that about it raining on our way going to DFW and it pouring down rain from the Milan airport to come to the villa. But there was also a lot more in between that. So we went to DFW.
And it rained.
Did all of this stuff there. Said goodbye to our family. Got on the plane and everything. Everything was okay. And then they made Anthony sit in his own seat because he is 2 years old. So at that age, you have to sit in your own seat. So obviously Anthony wasn't okay with that because he was crying the whole time because he was by himself. And
yeah, I tried to put him on my lap, and I just strapped him in with me, and they came by and basically asked how old he was, and I tried to do a finagle. That didn't work. And they said because he's 2 years old, he had to take his own seat right in front of me. So basically just put him in the seat in front of me.
So I had to buckle him in his own seat right in front of Tony, and I got to hold Hannah because she's only 9 months old. We'll be 9 months old in a little bit, but so on takeoff from DFW, Anthony was screaming the whole taking off, and then once the seatbelt lights went off in the airplane, Tony was able to get up and get him, so he was fine after that. And then on landing as well, we had to put Anthony in his own seat, buckled up and everything, and he did better on landing than he did on taking off.
Kind of on the in-between. So me and Anthony sat against the windows, and Stephanie sat in the middle aisle. For me, it wasn't too bad. I held Anthony probably the first 2 hours or so, and he fell asleep. Because we had such a late flight, he fell asleep pretty much immediately. What time was our flight? Like 7?
Yeah, like 7.
7 o'clock at night was our flight, so he fell asleep on me for about the first 2 hours, and then I put him in his own seat in front of me. I laid it completely flat, and he slept the entire journey, and I pretty much slept the long haul as well. Every now and then my hand was sticking out of the cabin, so Stephanie would flick my finger 2 or 3 times, and I made Hannah a bottle and things like that. But overall for me, the long trek wasn't bad. Way better this time than my business trip. So
it wasn't bad because we were in first class. We had pillows, blankets, a comfortable seat to lay on or sit on, and food and drinks were coming constantly. And
I was asleep, so I didn't know that. They set waters and stuff down by me, and I didn't even know that. So.
And they were bringing me water, and they were like, oh, should I wake him up and ask him if he wants anything? I was like, no, just let him sleep. So they just let him sleep.
That was nice.
Yeah, and then we landed in London, and we got to go to the passenger lounge?
Yeah, passenger
lounge. So over there you get free drinks, free food, like as much as you want. So we were there in London from about 2 p.m. till about
No,
9 a.m. till about 2 p.m.
Yeah.
So that whole time for breakfast and lunch, we got to order food and drinks and stuff, and
I got to take a picture of Stephanie.
I ended up falling asleep. Hannah ended up falling asleep,
yeah.
And
me and Anthony were just rolling through the lounge, doing our own thing. We walked around a little bit. They were still pretty strict. They had QR codes on the tables, so basically I would take my phone over the QR code and scan it and order whatever we want, and they brought it to us, which was actually really nice after such a long journey. The second leg was regular seating, just because it's such a quick flight. So Stephanie was pretty wore out on that leg.
Yeah, I was exhausted. I was ready to sleep, but it's hard for me to sleep on the plane because I also have Hannah, and it's just hard for me to sleep on a plane in general. But I had Hannah, so anytime she was awake, I had to be awake. And but like Tony said, it wasn't that long of a flight, so it wasn't that bad.
Anthony also slept on that flight as well. So, but it's regular economy, so it's just enough to where your seat leans back, and as soon as you nod off, you feel like you're falling. So I didn't really sleep on the second leg. Stephanie was pretty exhausted. We got to MXP about 6
o'clock at
6
night.
o'clock. Avis was a nightmare. It always is at MXP, and that's just one of those things that you deal with. We didn't physically get to the house until
like 10:30 at night.
10:30 at night.
But the owner waited here with until we got here. The guys that brought our luggage here waited here until we got here. All of our luggage was already inside whenever we got here, so they took care of all that for us. And then that's when we found out that like all of our luggage was wet, and like some of the clothes inside were wet.
Yeah, and the drive from MXP to our temporary housing was pretty bad as well. It was the same as going to DFW.
It was dark, and it was rain. Dark, and it was raining. So
pouring
the
rain.
Fact that Tony got us here safely in a country that we're not familiar with was a good thing, because from MXP to here was about 20 to 30 minute drive.
Yeah.
So.
In the pouring rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of our
travel journey that day, or the 2 days that we had to travel.
Yeah. So now we've been here 7 days. This is our week 1. The food acclimation has been kind of touch and go. My wife's picky as it is.
We talked about in the first video how I wasn't, like, spaghetti isn't spaghetti as it is in America as it is here, and how my stomach just couldn't adjust to the food difference. So we were eating a lot of American food, like McDonald's, to get our stomachs to kind of like easily get used to the Italian food here. So as time went on, Tony, we would buy some stuff, and Tony would cook like chicken like twice, like for 2 days, with like vegetables and salad and just like healthy stuff. So my stomach was okay with that, but if I go into deep Italian food, I don't know how my stomach's gonna be.
Well, and we haven't been to restaurants or anything yet either, so she hasn't got to experience what I was able to experience on my business trip. It's been a lot of food deliveries. We have a company that's basically like Uber Eats that delivers groceries and things to the house. Food to the house.
And groceries, yeah.
Food and groceries. So we've been pretty grateful for that. I've been doing a lot of home cooking, a lot of chicken. Today I did potatoes. We have a garden. If you haven't checked out my Facebook page, there's some pretty good shots. We have a garden here with...
We'll have to get it one time on video of what the garden looks like.
Yeah,
but
fruits and vegetables, or not fruits, I guess, vegetables, a lot of vegetables. So today I did potatoes straight from the ground, and also onions straight from the ground, fried them up. So that was pretty good. I think part of the acclimation period too is architecturally we're not used to this style. It's not ranch style, it's not Texas style. I mean, the doors, the bugs.
our own furniture isn't in this house, like it's someone else's furniture, so it doesn't feel like home, because we haven't gotten our stuff shipped over here yet, because we're not in our permanent living yet. So,
and it's a bunch of IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
A bunch of cheap stuff. But that's okay. I think after week 1, we're kind of settling in, and people by nature, they just adapt. So we're getting pretty used to it. We're getting on a decent schedule now of waking up, getting the kids up, taking showers, doing laundry. Laundry's a big thing. Washer and dryer are separate. They don't have vents for the dryers, so every time you dry a load of clothes, you have to dump out the water, because it just superheats the clothes for a couple of hours, and evaporates the water into a pan. So we're getting used to that. Last time I touched on the power going off. Did I talk about that?
Yeah, we mentioned it a little bit.
I mentioned the power going off. So on that point, basically, they left us a note saying that the power was going to be shut off on the 9th. And because I don't speak Italian,
it was all written in Italian.
And I didn't pay it no mind. That's kind of the last thing I was thinking about on our journey to get here is the power going to be shut off. And not only was it power, but it was water as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. But it was power and water.
So Tony tried to brush his teeth and turned on the water, and then there was no water, so he had to use a water bottle to like rinse his mouth out and stuff. So it was definitely a challenge, but
especially when you're new to something like this, everything it was a struggle, but we got through that day, and since then they've done some kind of modifications. We had some workers here a couple days in a row fixing the heater, fixing the boiler, making sure we're comfortable. So
and they would come here and see our kids, and they'd be like, they'd smile and like try to talk to them and say ciao, and we try to get Anthony to say ciao because he can say it every now and then, but he gets shy around people he doesn't know. So he said it every now and then, or he'd say bye or hi whenever he got a little bit more used to them because they were here for a while.
A couple days in a row. Yeah. They came and fixed our heater. Like I said, the homeowners have been very gracious to us, delivering food. The second day, the electricians is what they call everybody who does everything here. Heating, plumbing, they just call them electricians. So the second day they came and dropped by croissants, which were amazing. Stephanie didn't have any because her stomach, I ate 3 myself. So they were freaking awesome. Croissants here are great. The wine here is obviously great.
Yeah.
I like the coffee. It's the tiny little cafes.
The little espresso coffee.
Yeah, Stephanie's still getting used to it. She wants a full cup, so
It's just the espresso here is a little too thick than what I'm used to in America. Like regular coffee in America is thinner than what it is here. And here it's like a shot glass almost. So it's like a shot glass coffee cup.
It's good coffee. Great coffee.
Tony just chugs it down, and I take a few sips out of it.
It's great coffee. Yeah.
It is good. I am getting more used to it. So Tony always wakes me up and says, "Hey, you want a cup of coffee?" And every now and then I'll say yeah or no. So
yeah, I guess the last point we want to touch on is the emotional roller coaster, which it has been. The first 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, I mean, even into today, we've both been very emotional.
Missing our family and friends and
family,
and the atmosphere of like how we used to live to now, and getting used to everything, and but we've been like FaceTiming our family and stuff like every day just to like keep in contact with them and know that we're missing them, and just keep that connection from 5,000 miles away.
But also something we're gonna have to learn is like a friend of mine said to quit comparing everything to Texas. That's all I've known, is so for us, I think it's a clean break of everything. It's almost like an addict quitting. Everything we do, we compare it to Texas. Trash bags, you have 9 different trashes. And you have to set a different trash out on a different day, every day of the week.
Which I know a lot of like Texans aren't used to, because in Texas we have like trash and then recycle, and that's it. Here, like Tony said, there's like 9 of them. There's cans and glass in one thing, plastic in another, waste in another,
Carta,
organic,
paper,
like just food in another.
Carta, paper in another. Yeah. We've been practicing our Italian a lot better. So
every night we go on Rosetta Stone and do Italian, so we're getting better at that.
Yeah. But yeah, the emotional roller coaster has been a lot for us. I think we've grown a lot in the last couple days as a family and as a husband and wife, just leaning on each other when we're both feeling down and sad.
And if me and Tony are both sad, or if Tony's sad and I'm trying to make him feel better, then Anthony will like know that we're not how we normally are, and he would come over and like give us a hug and a kiss as well, because he knows that like we're sad or something.
Yeah.
So he'll try to make us feel better.
Yeah, I got emotional the other day, and Anthony just came and gave me the biggest hug, and that's something that a father always loves, you know. So, I guess you got anything else? It's almost.
That's the thing. It's nighttime here, so we
It's
can't
10 o'clock
like,
here.
show y'all everything. But
Yeah.
in another video, I'm sure we'll be able to show y'all the garden here until we get into like while we're still in the temporary living. Maybe we can show y'all a little bits of inside the house and let y'all get a feel of like how things are here and how it's different from America.
The architecture.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, and just everything, I think, on top of it, it's hard for a single person, I think, to move 5,300 miles away, let alone me as a father, my wife as a mother, and an entire family. I mean, just getting used to everything is going to take some time, but I think we're getting acclimated pretty well. Like I said, we've gotten into a routine.
It gets easier each day.
day gets
each day
easier.
I actually end up wanting to get out of bed to like start my day, and I think it'll be better once we're out of quarantine, because then we can actually like go places, and I could see some of the places that Tony went to on his business trip, and like see all the shops, go to restaurants and stuff like that, and like just walk around Arona and the square and stuff. But just right now it's kind of hard because we're under quarantine still, so it's sucks like having to stay at the house, and you can only do a certain amount of stuff here. Anthony doesn't have all of his toys here. We don't have like our furniture here, like I said. It's just like other people's furniture, so it doesn't feel like home. So I think once we get out of quarantine and we're actually like able to go out and buy stuff and get in our permanent living, and we get our shipment from Texas, and we have all of our stuff here, like I think it'll be a lot easier then. But right now it's just still really difficult because we were just like stuck here for another week. So
One more week, and then we can get out and show you guys the town.
yeah.
So
Show you all the roads and all the roundabouts that they have here. A lot more roundabouts here than they do in Texas, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, there's maybe 1 or 2 stoplights around here.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any other questions, comments,
Let us know.
Let
We'll
us
definitely
know.
answer them because we ain't got anything else to do.
so like, subscribe, share. Those are the 3 things they say.
Comment down below.
Comment down below. And thanks for watching.
Yeah. See y'all next time.
Next time.